Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that everyone is okay. I hope that you're keeping well. I have been not well. I have been aggrieved by the events that are taking place in my country, Uganda, right now. And in my distress, I was reflecting on similar events that took place in 1985 and remembering all that went down, all that happened to us as young people, as young girls during the wartime. It wasn't good. And seeing that over again 35 years later, it does something to one's brain, it does something to one's heart. And you ask yourself, whose war is it anyway? Who is at war and who is the benefactor of this war? So as I trod through my writings, I stumbled upon Akasanke, kafuuyirira, Zirwana. This proverb is all about conflict and war, and I thought that I would share that with everybody else. And I hope that you will get the gist of this proverb and as I put down my explanations of this proverb. I am going to read it to you. Akasanke, kafuuyirira, Zirwana. The little red finch whistles on fighting cocks or the fighting, whatever it is. When a red finch spots fighting roosters, it whistles them on. As they fight, soft feathers shed off their necks, wings, and expose their delicate skin to predators and parasites alike. During the fight and afterwards, the red finch will timely fly in and out of the battlefield. Its interest is to collect the soft feathers, which it uses to cushion the inside of its rough nest for its pleasure and the comfort of its chicks. Because of the size of the red finch in comparison to the rooster would never be distracted by the red finch's presence, nor recognize it as a new opponent on the battlefield. To the fighting roosters, the size and the whistle of the red finch is not a threat at all. You may know that the whistle of a red finch is high-pitched, random, and without distinctive rhythm, but it cannot be missed because of its irritating vibration into the eardrum. You can imagine that when this irritation is introduced in the fight and mixed with the roosters crawling, it would serenade roosters into fierce fighting. It is easy for the rooster to think that the irritating high-pitched sound into its brain is coming from the offending rooster. But is it? For the red finch, its size, timely but random whistle, and precise movements are the weapons that guarantee its safety on the battlefield, making sure it doesn't get crushed crossfire. Know this, every battle has a benefactor who may seem insignificant to the naked eye until you zoom into their underlying interests. When families, friends, colleagues, and nations go to war, there is always a finch standing by. These are the people or nations that subtly encourage you to battle on for their ulterior motives. When families are at war, the red finch will be giving advice that will create a permanent ridge between opposing members. They seek to know every detail about the cause so that they can use it as burning fuel into the misunderstanding. They can even offer sanctuary. Before long, those delicate family matters will be exposed to the general public, making you prone to spiritual, behavioral, and mental contamination. As you are busy tearing each other apart, they will be busy serenading you into deeper conflict. If they don't sell you ammunition, they will volunteer harmful, useless recovery programs while stealing from you. They are the ones who were first on site after the war to sell you a reconstruction project for a ransom. Where political war has taken place, especially in lands that are rich in natural resources, you will appreciate that there is always the unseen enemy, camouflaged as war recovery programs after crossfire weapons were supplied by the same instrument of power. When you think that Akasanke, kafuuyirira, Zirwana, a proverb written many years ago by our ancestors that were synchronized with nature, you then begin to appreciate that nothing is new, but a mere replica of what was, is, and will be. Is fake news a new phenomenon then? No. These are the red finch of our society today. Before engaging in any physical, spiritual, or mind games of war, always ask yourself, who is the benefactor? It may not be your freedom, and if so, whose justice is being served is the question. Everyone who cheers you on, sitting on the edge of the battlefield, whispering or singing your praise, however insignificant they may appear, will have a personal motive. Ask yourself, therefore, what that motive might be and how much their praise will cost you. What is the return to them in comparison to your loss? Are they serenading you into deeper conflict so they can continue having a supply of soft feathers for their nest? How is their praise stripping you naked, putting your secret matters in the open? Are you losing feathers, the protection of your nakedness, the protection of your delicate matters, to their advantage? How about your mind? Will you forget about the war once your soft feathers have grown back? Or will the invisible battle continue inside your mind, inside your heritage, and inside your generations to come? Before you tear each other apart, pay attention to the battle in front of you, taking stock of each player's profit and loss at the close of business. After all, Akasanke, kafuuyirira, Zirwana. Be blessed.